Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Yomi. For today's video, I'm going to be testing out these Hobby Lobby brand alcohol-based markers. So alcohol-based markers are professional artist markers. They're not the same type of markers as Crayola markers, which are water-based markers, the typical Crayola art supply brand. So I have a couple of alcohol-based marker brands. I have Bianyo markers, you can see that. Then I have a few Prismacolor markers. And then I have a few Spectrum Noir markers. You can see that. And then last but not least, I have the most expensive art markers in the world, Copic sketch markers and Copic chow markers. So I had these markers that my friend got for me. He had these. And he decided to give them to me because he didn't want them anymore, just as a gift. So they're missing 2 of the markers, but it's a set of 24 markers, so I'm missing 2 of the markers. And I'm just going to swatch them out for you and test them out because they're $30 for 24 markers. Of course, that's expensive, but not nearly as expensive as Copic markers, which are like $7, $8 a marker. So I'm going to be swatching them out for you to see if they're really worth the price, because alcohol markers are becoming trendy to make. So every art company is now making alcohol-based markers or making their own version to try and compete with Copic markers, which are the really expensive Japanese markers. So I'm going to be swatching these out for you to see if they're worth the hype. I'll just go out flat out and say the packaging is not good. As you can see, it tears very easily. This is very jagged. I could easily cut my finger off with how jagged this is. That's not good. So now because it's jagged, it's hard to kind of take the marker out. You want to be cautious because you don't want to cut your finger. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the marker now. They're just called alcohol markers. So it's very generic. It doesn't even have a brand name. They're made by Hobby Lobby, as you can see on the packaging. Hobby Lobby based in Oklahoma City, and you can see all the markers are swatched out here with the names on them. Very generic names, which is fine. That's not a big deal. It comes with a bullet nib, which is the generic nib that is used for filling in small areas, and it comes with a chisel nib. The marker comes on tightly, so that's good so that it won't dry out, but it's not super easy to take off. And it comes with a chisel nib, which is used to fill in broader areas. Copic markers come with they also come with a brush nib, which the brush nib is easiest to use and easiest to maneuver. The brush nib, it just is like a brush. So these don't have the brush nib, and the higher end markers generally have a brush nib, which just makes it easier to use. So I'm gonna start swatching these out for you. I'll swatch it out with the chisel nib because the chisel nib is faster to use. And these markers don't come with a colorless blender. A colorless blender just helps blend the colors together. This is a colorless blender from my Bianyo set. Wait, actually, okay, I thought the casing was pretty similar, but it's not. But yeah, most alcohol-based markers, even the smaller sets, come with a colorless blender. This does not. So that's a downside if you use a colorless blender a lot. So I'm just gonna quickly swatch this out for you. Okay, it's pigmented. Yeah, that's a very vibrant red, and you can see the marker is very juicy. Has a lot of ink. That's good. Now let's try like the bullet nib. Ooh, that's a really nice bullet nib. Oh, I'm using marker paper. Oh, sorry, you couldn't even see. I'm using marker paper, but this is tearing away at the paper. The silver, it's like the metallic colors are very strange. Like this silver, it just tears away at the paper, which isn't good, because I'm using marker paper and it shouldn't do that. That black, it doesn't seem super pigmented. So as you can see, this set of 24 has a nice set of assorted colors. It has a wide range. You can use many different color combinations. Now I'm going to compare this to Copic markers. So the Copic chow and the Copic sketch marker I'm going to use, and I'm going to see how well they compare to the alcohol marker, which remains nameless, made by Hobby Lobby. So as you can see, that it moves smoothly with the brush nib. This is another Copic marker. It's running out, so it's not as vibrant as it used to be. And now I'm gonna use one of the alcohol markers from Hobby Lobby. So now I'm gonna see how well these markers blend, because yeah, alcohol markers, the whole point is that they're supposed to blend really easily. I'm using marigold, burnt sienna, and pastel peach to blend. So I'm gonna start off with the lightest color. Then I'm gonna go on with the marigold. Okay, it's really eating up at the paper, which is horrid. Like, the paper is literally tearing. Wow, that's not good. Oh my goodness, this is a mess. What is going on here? So as you can see, it blends, but not very well, because you can see where the lines are. So I'm gonna go back over it with the lighter marker to see how that works, blending it all out. When it's like more dry. Yeah, that's just so weird. It's just so wet. So since Copic is always the standard, I'm gonna show you how Copic markers blend. And by the way, for these alcohol markers, I do like how the name is on the cap. That's just, it's nice how it's named and it has the number on the cap. So as you can see, this blends a lot better than this. So I'm gonna use these new markers that I got. I'm gonna use 3 colors and I'm gonna make a nice little design. So I'm just gonna randomly close my eyes and choose 3 colors. 1, 2, I hope I didn't choose a black. Then this one, what is this one? Okay, so great, I got the silver. Well, since the silver is basically defunct, I'm gonna choose a new color. I'm gonna close my eyes again. Okay, so let's see. Marigold, pastel pink, and melon yellow. And I would use a colorless blender right now to just fill in those blank spaces, since I'm only using these 3 colors, but there is no colorless blender, so. Let's give her like a 2000s like punk rock type of hair. Like Avril Lavigne type. Okay, so this is the final product. I inked it using a fine liner or whatever you want to call it. Can I add highlights to this? I don't know. Okay, a little. I don't know if I have any ink left. Seems I have a little bit. Okay, yeah, so the gel pen, it applies nicely on this. I'm running out of gel pen ink, so that's why it's not super vibrant. But yeah, I'm happy with the results. This is not my typical style. I don't usually draw like this. I just drew like this because I wanted to get something done quickly. So yeah, the markers, they work pretty well. I would definitely recommend them for people who are just getting started using alcohol-based markers. Professionals, I would look for a bit of a more expensive marker. We're talking Ohuhu markers. Spectrum Noir markers are good as well if you're looking for affordable markers. There are a lot of different affordable marker brands. This is very affordable, but it's not top-notch quality, because as you can see, when we look at the blending, the one on the right is just a lot better. Like, this just looks like a mess. This is very smooth. This is very rough. Didn't bleed through my my marker paper, so I'm happy with how this turned out. So thank you guys for watching this video. I really enjoyed doing this. This would not be my first choice of marker to use, but if I run out and I need an extra marker really quickly, I may jump to use these. So I'm glad that my friend gave them to me. Thank you to my friend, shout out to him.